listen, Daniel now is a world champion. Yeah. For me, first it's Tyson Fury, second Anthony Joshua, and then is Daniel Dubois.
And do you think this Dubois is a much better Daniel Dubois than the first one you fought?
I have no idea. Now Dubois world champion. Yeah, a little bit.
No. You start to see it just have a bit of numbers that Usyk and Dubois are getting. How much? 132. Damn. Oh, wait, 32 and 70. You start to see it just have a bit of numbers that Usyk and Dubois are getting. How much? 132. Damn. Oh, wait, 32 and 71. Yeah, look at the numbers. 132 million and 71 million. Yo, that's crazy. I thought you said numbers. I thought you meant views. No. Numbers. Numbers for purses.
Can't see Daniel not catching Usyk. And if he catches Usyk, could hurt him. I've watched him spar. I've seen some behind the scenes stuff. I've peeked behind the curtain, if you like. And he is in incredible shape. Mentally, physically, emotionally. Like, this is the best version of Daniel Dubois there's ever been. This simply isn't the best version of Alexander Usyk. It can't be, it isn't. Go and argue with yourself. It's not. You can't be the best version of yourself at 38. No matter how you live the life. I don't care if you are a nun. I don't care if you've never taken a drop of alcohol. I don't care if you've never had a tough fight in your life. 38 is 30.
I thought it landed precise. We worked on that shot for a long time in camp, so we pulled it off, and yeah, I feel like they robbed me out of that.
Yeah, you feel like you're robbed from a victory?
Yeah, definitely.
Is it a weakness? Does he have a weakness to the body, Usyk? I hear people talking about it all the time. He still hasn't been beat, but
yeah.
Is there a weakness there?
There might be. I think he's been down a few times with body shots, so yeah, there's definitely. This time I got to throw this kitchen sink at him, land everywhere.
Joe Rogan just dropped a bombshell. The Usyk versus Dubois rematch is not only massive in hype, it's massive in money. According to Rogan, Alexander Usyk is set to earn $132 million, while Daniel Dubois will take home $71 million. That's nearly $200 million combined, and it's sending shockwaves through the fight world, especially in the UFC, where fighters make a fraction of that.
So we've seen them do the wrong things in the past. We've seen them take a knee, whatever have you. But the best way to explain Daniel Dubois is he's a 27-year-old veteran. He's experienced everything the boxing can throw at him. He's been dropped, he's been down, he's been stopped, and he's found a way back. And he's now on the back of his biggest ever victories. He's on his best ever run. The victory over AJ was something else. I think Daniel Dubois' big chance here is the first 6.
He carries his power like
You're right. It's all the problems with all of people, because I think as a fighting specimen, as an athletic specimen, Dubois,
especially with the last couple of wins that he's had and the knockout against Anthony Joshua, his confidence is going to be there. He's going to start believing. He's younger, he's fresher, he's going to have a lot more to give and show. And because he's a good fighter now, you know why? Because when he fought the first time, he really wasn't a name when he fought Usyk. And it's caught with that body shot. He knows he can hurt him. He thinks it was a legit body shot that put him down. But it got counted as giving him time. It was a low shot. But at the same time, I think Dubois now is a different fighter to what he was the first fight. So now I agree. I think he'll give big. But then again, Carl, fighters like that who might have more confidence, and they'll go into that fight against someone like Usyk and say, you know what, I'm going to do this more now. I'm going to try this more. I'm more confident. I'm more of a better fighter. They're the ones that might get outclassed even easier. Maybe because when he was fighting him the first time, he was careful. He was smarter. He knew, he was very cagey, thinking, I don't know what I'm going to expect. I'm fighting the best ever, you know what I mean? In Usyk, one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world. But now, because he might be overconfident, or he might think, I've got his number, I know how to beat him, and he opens up a little bit more, he'll end up getting caught more, he might get hurt more. Might be an easier fight for Usyk.
But money aside, this fight is personal. Their first bout ended in controversy. Dubois dropped Usyk in the 5th, with a shot to the body, but the ref called it low. Usyk recovered, rallied, and stopped Dubois in the 9th. But fans have never stopped asking. Now we get our answer. Dubois claims he was robbed. He's sharper, stronger, and more confident than ever. His team says this version of Daniel is the best we've ever seen, and this time he's throwing the kitchen sink.
Between Usyk and Dubois is the best of the best. We've got the 2 best heavyweights on the planet going head-to-head again. Now, then I'm a Usyk. I like Usyk also, but I like Dubois, and I like everything he stands for, everything he represents, and the way that he carries himself. Tip Dubois to beat AJ, and at a point where the whole nation or a lot of people were picking AJ to win, I looked at Dubois and I thought to myself, you know what? He's a good all-rounder. He's got some good moves. He hits hard, jabs well, good stamina. You know, so there was a lot of tick boxes, and then I did the tick box on AJ, and Dubois came out on top.
But anyway, I think it's a very good fight. It's a very good fight because obviously they met before. Obviously, you just have to see what Dubois turned up and what Usyk turned up. You know, obviously Usyk's very consistent. Usyk's very, very consistent. Dubois has been consistent, but he's had some inconsistency in his career as well. You know what I mean? Obviously the 2 ones that stick out is against Usyk and against Joe Joyce. You know what I mean? But obviously, you know, but Usyk has always been consistent. You know, this fights he's been hurt, fights he's been, you know, wobbled and stuff, and he's such a consistent professional. You know what I mean? But Dubois has got power and he's got confidence, and right now he's flying high at the minute, so it's hard to pick a winner right.
I'm sad for it. Final one, Usyk, Dubois or Anthony Joshua, who would you rather fight, just hypothetically?
Who would I rather fight right now? Usyk. Because I want me revenge in England. That's all I want. I want a fair shout. And I don't believe I've got a fair shout the last 2 times. So I don't know what I'm going to have to do, because I can't leave it go to the decision. I'm going to have to knock the cunt out. But yeah, that's the one I want. But if I don't get that, then it'd be Joshua, the biggest British fight that will ever happen. And it would break all records. And it would sell out 100,000 at Wembley in an hour. And it's a fight that I think can happen for sure if I decide to come back and the deal's right and all the other shit that
What advice you give to Dubois against Usyk?
He'd knock him out, because I wouldn't say that because it's in England and, you know, it's on his own show, so just do the best you can. That's it, best you can. He hurt him before with a body shot, put him down heavily, so maybe he can land that same.
Daniel Dubois beats Alexander Usyk.
How do you get to a point where you, besides the emotive connection with thinking that Daniel is in a better place than he was before, there's been no decline in Usyk, and we know we've got Krzyzak in the background leaving him as a promoter, but none of us think that's going to really affect Usyk. I've described Daniel Dubois as an irresistible force that might just be coming up against the immovable object. How do you reach the point where you are aligning upon Daniel Dubois beating Usyk? And we've been wrong every time we put against Usyk, it's gone the other way.
I was going to say, firstly, do not agree with me because you do get their ones wrong.
I do agree with you, by the way.
Oh, you do?
I think that's because I want it.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, look.
So you're both picking Dubois?
No, yeah, absolutely. So I know Daniel Dubois. I see him work from day to day. I know what they're working on tactically. Go back to 2023 when Dubois lost to Alexander Usyk, and you say, all right, yeah, look, they seem quite far apart there. He had his moments, Daniel, but Usyk was sort of leagues above him then. Alexander Usyk has not got better since then. There's a lot of miles on the clock since then. There's no sign of deterioration. But what I'm saying is Daniel Dubois is a different character, a different animal from then.
You're saying that Usyk has not got better since fighting Daniel Dubois?
Yeah,
even though he's dealt with Fury.
Yeah, absolutely. That doesn't mean he's improved. I think the two fights
got worse either, does it?
No. The 2 fights with Fury. I'm just doing this. It's a calculated gamble. I think the 2 fights with Fury would have put some miles on the clock with Usyk, and Daniel Dubois, since the Usyk loss, has improved dramatically. And I mean dramatically, not just physically, mentally.
But Usyk isn't worried. He recently posted a photo in peak shape with the caption, "Pressure doesn't exist when you create it." At 38, people are questioning whether he's still at his peak, but Usyk's mental game is unmatched. Experts are split. Some say Dubois fades after 6 rounds. Others argue he's evolved into a smarter, more dangerous fighter.
You know, he's got a chart, he's got a massive shot, but how do you bet against someone who's never lost? He doesn't know what it's like to lose. But I think if there's ever a chance for Dubois to beat someone like Usyk, it's now with the momentum he's got. You know, at home, he's got everything in his favour. And, you know, Usyk has got nothing. He's got nothing to gain really because he's already beat. But he done the same thing with Tyson Fury and AJ. Gave them both rematches and done it better the second time round. So I'm really intrigued in this fight, and you know, everyone's going to be behind Daniel Dubois. You know, he's a great guy. Straight down the line, but he's fighting a wizard. He's fighting someone who doesn't know what it's like to lose, and yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we get another Usyk victory, but I also wouldn't be surprised if Usyk starts showing signs of age. Hard training camps, all those amateur fights, world championships, amateur, the WSB, he's done so much, so many rounds on the clock, so many miles on the clock.
You're so close to your dream, you know, of you know, winning the championship of the world. You know, it could be Usyk, it could be Daniel Dubois. Is there anyone you prefer? Is there an easier fight, or do you?
Whatever fight's available, you know, Usyk and Dubois fighting. So whoever's next on the list, whoever's the next best on the list, I'll fight, and then just keep going down the list until I can find someone I can fight.
Okay. Who do you see as the more dangerous opponent, though? Usyk or Dubois?
I believe Usyk. I believe Usyk is a great fighter. Dubois is a changed fighter from his first fight. But then this is why we had the rematch, to see whether Dubois can overcome what he got stopped with a jab. And he did. A lot of people also questioning the body shot. I think it was a low.
AJ next, you think both of them coming off losses? It's the fight we always wanted to see as domestic boxing fans.
Yeah, I suppose that fight is right there, and everybody still wants to see it. But to be honest, we've still got Daniel Dubois. And I was sat next to Daniel Dubois.
Triple D, baby.
Triple D, baby, all day, every day. Let me just tell you this. In my eyes, for me, he's the only one. Triple D is the only one. Daniel Dubois is the only one that's ever hurt Usyk and put him down on the floor, made him think. And he was down there for like 3-4 minutes. So who's to say that once he fights Usyk again, to go out there and absolutely destroy him and bring our belts back to our country like he's supposed to.
Derek, in regards to yourself, are you going to just sit back and see what happens with Dubois and Usyk first?
Yes, because I want to sit down and watch it. So, you know, give a shout out to Daniel. Good luck anyway. You know, you'll be fighting a guy who's very on point. So, yeah.
I think Dubois is going to be in. That's my early prediction. I know a lot of people will obviously fancy Usyk, and rightfully so. And as much as I like Dubois and think he's getting better and all the rest of it, I'd like to see Usyk win. I think Usyk's a great fella and a great fighter, but I think Dubois.
Meanwhile, Usyk has stayed consistent, handling bigger names and tougher styles without breaking. Tyson Fury said it best: if Dubois wants to win, he has to knock Usyk out. Will Dubois shock the world and bring the belts back to Britain? Or will Usyk prove once again why he's one of the best pound-for-pound fighters alive? Drop your predictions in the comments, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe. This rematch could be historic.